Okay, so you so desperately want me to respond to these. So here we go. The government of the Soviet Union followed an unofficial policy of state atheism, aiming to gradually eliminate religious belief within its borders. Okay, now, before I say anything, as an atheist and using the United States of America as my example because they are considered to be the ultimate power of the world, while the U.S. government consists of mostly Christians and observing just how, I won't say, what's the word I'm looking for? Inadequate they are because it's all deliberate. The United States of America is a very difficult country to live in financially, and it's also crime-ridden. You could point your finger at Joe Biden, but he's a Catholic, so he's not an atheist. In fact, I don't think there's ever been an atheist or non-religious president in the country's history. With that said, I would never waste my time politically because I know I can't get shit done. And what I mean by getting shit done is to actually solve problems. Now, religion wouldn't even be on my radar. Why? Because if I was in politics, I'd be focused on the economy. I'd be going through what I would call economic trial and error to see which economic model or which combination or blend or whatever you would want to say works best for everybody in the country, regardless of demographics or religious belief. Now, does that sound very Soviet Union-like to you or Stalinist to you? Does it? Where in there did you hear anything about elimination of religious belief? Now, the government of the Soviet Union followed an unofficial policy of state atheism. Now, this is pure fascism, something which I don't do. And, I mean, these screenshots or these, whatever you want to call them, are pure, just, well, slander also, ultimately. You're slandering me. You're saying that I'm the equivalent to Joseph Stalin. And I do have other political policies or what I want done, or it's not even a matter of what I want done, what needs to be done, what I understand that needs to be done. I'm all about solving problems. Unlike you who are just, chasing me around on this fucking website, trolling me, calling me a bitch and whatever insults and name calling you're guilty of for the past year that you've been cyber stalking and harassing me. I'm not complaining about it, I'm just pointing it out. So, as a Christian, or whatever the fuck you claim to be, a Christian, Islam, or you somehow think you're both, you're an adherent of both religions, are the complete total fucking opposite of me. So I really don't understand where you're coming from. You're coming down on atheism based on what? What have you done for the world? What have you done for your country? Are you in politics? Or what would you chase down atheists? Is that what you would do? To turn this around on you? Because, like I said, I wouldn't waste my time with politics because I know nothing, I wouldn't be able to accomplish anything. And I'm for everyone, regardless of anything. Joseph Stalin was also, you can't attach anything to atheism. And you're attempting to, this is really just an attempt to whitewash Christianity, which really can't be. You're targeting atheism in an attempt to make Christianity either look good or just not as bad. And that's also that's another fallacy you're making here. This Joseph Stalin and any other politically motivated atheist is a psychopath. Atheism is not immunity from psychopathy, insanity, or ignorance. It's only the absence of belief in the existence of God. It's all it ever is. It's all it can be. to try and attach anything else to it is nonsense, and it can't be atheism. But anyway, reading on here. While it never officially made religion illegal, the state... Oh yeah, that's another thing. I mean, even if I was motivated to eliminate religion, how would illegalizing it eliminate religion? If anything, that just causes the opposite to happen. You can't have it? Okay, that's why we want it. It's Psychology 101. I know that. I know better than to do that. You know? Again, though, being that the U.S. government is mostly Christian, how is it any better? No, they're not killing people, but, well, wars. Actually, in light of the current genocide that's going on of the Palestinians, who is showing their support for this genocide? Mostly right-wingers, right? So doesn't that make them on the level of Stalin and the Soviet Union, which you're trying to rail against to smear atheism? And what are they? Christians? They're not atheists. I'm in favor of the ceasefire. What about you? I certainly doubt you are. Are most countries in the Middle East atheist? I think they're Muslim, are they not? Isn't Islam common in the Middle East? I'm sure you're deeply in favor of this genocide because you're a sick fuck. I mean, the government doesn't exactly care about its people either, being mostly Christian in population. What's up with that shit? Atheism is a minority, is it not, as well as Muslims? The state nevertheless made great efforts to reduce the relevance of religious belief within society. Well, that would not be my goal. Now, can I prove that? Obviously not, and I wouldn't try to because, again, I'm not interested in politics. Politics is nothing. Next. When Joseph Stalin consolidated power in the second half of the 20s, okay, that's a key word right here, power. I'm not interested in power. I'm interested in solving problems. Power might be required to achieve that, but that would probably be the only reason I want it. Otherwise, would you support me based on what I've said about economic trial and error, which is only one of my what do you call it, goals? Would you stand by that? Would you be interested in economic trial and error to establish an economy that works for everybody in the country? Probably not, right? Because you want religion. You say atheism is garbage, based on one man. His policies regarding religion had changed. Mosques began to be closed or turned into warehouses throughout. I would never do this. And again, you're slandering me. This is a straw man. You're comparing me to Joseph Stalin based on nothing. And also, you're a very shitty example of a Christian because you're the worst behaved I've ever seen in a long time, and I've seen a lot of shit. I've been around YouTube for almost 15 years. And you're a psycho. Next, Stalin called for an atheist 5-year plan from 19... Okay, well, all you're doing is going on about Stalin here, and I've already given... Anyway, yeah, so... That the concept of God would disappear from... Well... I don't know. But anyway, this is my response to your bullshit, whatever these are. Because you won't read this because you are scared of the truth, you dumb... See? How does this make you... No, I think you're the supremacist here. And you're religious. All you're doing is insulting me and calling me names. That's all this is. And comparing me to Stalin. Nothing.